Today, I am grateful that I have new toys to play with. And it is a gorgeous day outside. Oh, love fall. Got a little chilly there for a minute. That chilliness is over for the time being. And we're gonna experiment a little bit. So, I'm excited. I'm always excited. Pottery makes me excited, y'all. You and me, babe. You and me, babe. It's just nothing else like you. We're ready to go. So this was some fairy house stuff, and the little thing popped off. Now, I haven't done a paper clay tutorial, I don't think, on an actual piece of greenware. This has not been fired yet. So we're gonna glue that back on. It was there, and now it's not. So we're going to glue that down with paper clay. The other thing, however, is this guy. This guy, I just broke him. I just snapped him apart. And he snapped apart in two nice, beautiful, clean pieces. And then I snapped him apart again up there at the top. But here's what I was thinking. I know I can put this back together with paper clay, and I plan on doing that. So here's the deal. If I'm not concerned about this staying together, because I can see it's got a nice even thickness, and I've glued things together with paper clay before. If I'm not concerned about this staying together, when it has completely severed itself, then why shouldn't I be able to take these little guys and just glue them on with paper clay to begin with? Now, there are some things to be said in that, there's grooves here, there's not grooves here. This has never been glued together. Will it stay? Will it discolor? Because paper clay does sometimes discolor, particularly in brown, because the density it's more porous than regular clay. Those are the experiments. So, first things first today, rehydrate the paper clay, the B-mix paper clay. Wow. There's not enough. So I'm going to rehydrate this, and I have to make some more. Dryer lint. Okay. Dryer lint. And dryer lint, and I used the trimmings, wheel trimmings this time. You can use throwing slip or wheel trimmings or whatever you got. Okay, so we can start with this little guy and figure out how he goes in my pot here. And it looks like there's really no rhyme or reason. I was teaching Mom how to do this, and she did a great job scoring. But apparently I did not do a good enough job teaching her how to mash down on the inside and smear the two pieces into one another. But that's okay, because I have this slip here. Put a little slip there. Put a little paper clay, paper slip there, and a little paper slip there. And yeah. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Press, press. Press, 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 press. Press, press, press. Press. He's stuck on there already. He's already stuck on there good, y'all. I am just going to clean his little bottom. Yeah. Clean around his little bottom. This was the only one. Mom has never done this before, and this was the only one that failed. Woohoo! Go, Mom! Pretty cool, huh? He's in there. He's in there good. I don't gotta worry about it. There's a little, you may or may not be able to see, there's a little divot down in there, where the, this particular little pot didn't have a bottom. So I'm just gonna level that out so that it looks smooth on the inside. But I got it all smoothed out, no problem. And he's on there good. Now he gets fired. Ta-da! Really, seriously, it works. It's amazing. It is amazing. So he's ready for our bisque firing. He's got to go over on the other shelf. So put him over there. And now we got this guy. So I know exactly how he smishes together. And I want to put as little paper slip on the front side as possible because it's stamped with the leaf on the front side. So I'm working from the back. I'm separating out his little parts here. I've got my paper slip. This might be a good place to introduce a different type of application tool besides my little stick here. So, what can we use for that? This is great because it's wide, but it's also stiff. Most pottery fan brushes, this is not a pottery fan brush. This is a fan brush. It's a number 6. That's the size. And that's pretty much all it says. I have no idea where I got it. But it's a very stiff fan brush. I would tell you what it's made out of, but I have no idea. It's not soft at all. It's stiff. Stiff. Not soft. It's hard to come by a not soft brush in a pottery studio because you want soft on most glaze applications. But for this, I want a wide brush so that I can apply a large amount because this is kind of a large amount to be applying to. So I have to get slip on all of these parts before the greenware soaks up the water. So, where should we look? I have to guess whether or not there's enough on there to glue this thing back together. So I'm getting a liberal hand here. Alrighty. Stick that back together. Stick that back together. All the seams. Have paper clay coming out of them. I just broke it again. Oh. So we're going to paper clay over that. We're going to paper slip over that little tiny break that I just made. And I'm just going to kind of paint over this entire scene with paper clay. The other thing that I'm going to be sure I get lots of paper clay on is this stem. Because, as I have told you before, if it breaks, it's going to break right there. And I can still see the crack in the stem edge, so I kind of want to pile up some paper clay there. Alright, and now, as it is drying, you can see the delineation there, but it is stuck. It is stuck together, and that is fantastic. So I'm gonna put some more in this little hole right here. As those holes come up, I'm just gonna fill them in. Now, same thing on the other side. So I'm going to pick this up and roll them over. I am not going to apply too much more slip on the other side, but I am going to redraw these lines because I don't want it to lose the integrity of the fact that it is in fact a leaf, and that a leaf has a stem. Alrighty, so here I've let this sit overnight, and you can see where the cracks were. This is the front, and you can still see those cracks, but they're not going to be that noticeable in the texture of in the total texture of the piece once it's glazed. Now, I would glaze this with a more opaque glaze, so this one will get, instead of the spearmint, which is more of a celadon, it will get a it'll get like the seafoam, which does cover up a little bit more of the texture. You can take one of these scrubbies. This is just your normal kitchen scrubber. That's a new one. This edge right here, I want to be a little bit smoother so that it looks like it didn't break. So I'm using actual sandpaper. This is drywall sandpaper, I believe. Here, yeah. So yeah, drywall sandpaper. Just random drywall sandpaper. last thing. I got it looking fantastic. It looks the way I want it. I got to decide where to put this little guy. Fantastic. He is stuck on there. Wahoo. Alright, now I'm going to take this stiff brush that I was using yesterday. Just brush around the outside. So it's stuck on there. So the one from yesterday, so you see how this came together with the paper clay. This is the one from yesterday. It's stuck on there good. So repairing greenware with paper clay. Randomness. And brushing the clay into my coffee. It's okay. It's organic and grass-fed and gluten-free.